It's time for the big show, everybody. Hello! It's time for the big show. Make sure that you check in with me as soon as you get here. Let me know that I'm not alone in this world when I'm fighting for the middle American people. That's right, people of middle America, I call you to the unite. Be unite in your middleness, in your ability to judge everything from what is right and what is left to what is the middle, what is the right solution for our country. Today, my dad got a Rona Vac. That's right, Dad got a Rona Vac. So this should be fun. So Dad's got the Rona Vac. Went down to the fairgrounds. It was a good time. Good time will be had by all. So do me a favor, make sure you check in. Hello, Sherry. Glad to see you won the race to be the first in that I can see. Hello, Don Ledger. Hello, Logan Calcaterra. Bruce, hello from Alaska. Susie, Darla. I'm telling you what, we got all the big names, all the important names here. So, all right. You guys all ready to do this? I think I am ready to do it. I'm so glad you're doing wonderful. All right, let's do this. Let's see if I can get the production right. End of the music. Q3. And there goes the music. And hey, welcome to Mickey in the Middle, everybody. My name is Mickey. The show is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for middle Americans who just want to find the great solutions. I found one of the great American solutions today with my father. Can't tell you, I'm so excited to tell you, number one, all about the trip. And then number two, to let you know that social media, I got to actually write this down because I'm going to change my show midstream. I got to write down new social media. The new social media, M-E-D-I-A. Is that how you spell? All right, the Rona Vac. All right, so the Rona Vac. All right, so I just changed the show midstream. So I'm going to tell you all about the Corona vaccination program in Shreveport, Louisiana. They are knocking it out the best way that they know how. They were communicative. They were spot on because we had a storm and they changed midstream. They kept my father informed. They made sure that he had the paperwork necessary to show up. They made sure that when they changed the time, that he knew when to show up. And they literally said, don't show up first because everybody wants to be first. And then at the end of that, I'll tell you what happened at the end because it was pretty good. So, hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Mickey. As soon as you get here, do me a favor. Get on the chat and check in with me. That way I know that I'm not alone in the world and the other people know that you're in the room as well. Nobody sends me a list of the people that are logging on and checking in, so I can't really say hi to you unless you absolutely do that. So, that's the first thing. Second thing is, this is the show that I have created about middle Americans. Now, everybody can consider themselves a middle American. Everybody. I don't care if you sleep on a park bench, and I don't care whether you have $1 billion. You can consider yourself an average American. When you take everything about you, when you take your political opinions, when you take your economic status, when you take where you live in the country, when you take the number of children you have, the religion that you practice, that you don't practice, the gender that you have, the people that you love, the way that you view education, the way you view climate, the way you view each other, the infrastructure, the president, the states rights, how we deal with international things. That is you. When we average all of that out, that becomes you. So, my philosophy has always been more information. The more information that a person has, the better decisions that they will make. It's as simple as that. If you have enough information about what they're doing in religion, about what they're doing in the secular world, if what they're doing for the vaccination programs, what they're doing with the CDC, with the WHO, with what they're doing with the FDA, what they're doing at LSU Med School. I met a couple of terrific people from LSU Medical School. and a couple of our nation's finest serving in the Army National Guard that were out there helping the process along. And America is composed of middle Americans. And we all have our opinions. We all have our spot in the world. And I just want you to be able to be well informed, because what I try to do is I try to research everything on the right. I try to research everything on the left. And then I try to get an informed decision about the positions on the left and the positions on the right and how they're supposed to meld together to come up with a solution that works for everybody in America. So the show tonight is going to be about, hey, the coronavirus. How about that? So the coronavirus is, if you haven't heard of it, you've been sleeping underneath a rock. The coronavirus was a virus that came to our country last year. Initially, it started off really, really slow. We kind of knew that it was coming. And the reason that we knew it was coming because the people in the CDC and the World Health Organization let us know that it was coming. They just let us know. They were like, oh, hey, something happened in Wuhan, China. People are getting sick. It's a SARS-like virus, and we think it's going to be pretty bad. And it seems to be spreading rapidly. It affects everybody, but it seems to be very, very contagious. And by the way, it happens to kill people. And that's where we find ourselves now. Because when it came over, it from what we know of and from what I have researched, it started up in Washington, and it kind of got a foothold, and then through travel and international flights, international boat rides, international train rides, who knows, it spread throughout the country. And it spread to Europe, and it spread across the United States of America. There is not a corner of the world. The world is, sorry. It's like the world is a cube, right? No, the world is round. So the world doesn't have corners, but it got into every nook and cranny of the world. And the entire world is dealing with this. Well, when it came to the shore, now it has affected millions and millions of people. It has sickened a lot of people. It has, affected families, our way of life, the entire economy, the entire world economy, lives throughout the globe. Every country is trying to deal with it the best way they can. But miraculously, when this thing started around February, March timeframe, the President of the United States started an operation called Operation Warp Speed. And inside of that, they decided to cut a lot of red tape. They decided to infuse a lot of money into the medical research system. And companies embraced the idea of saving the globe from this pandemic that we know as COVID-19. Lo and behold, right after the last presidential election, which was November 4th, 6th, whatever the heck it was in November, all of a sudden Pfizer announced, hey, we have found a vaccine for COVID-19. Hey, vaccine for the 19. And that was pretty amazing. Now, some people wish that they would have announced it a week earlier, or 2 weeks earlier, or 3 weeks earlier. But I knew it was coming. I'm not going to get all political on that. All I know is now that we have a vaccine. We not only had one so Pfizer first announced that they had one that was between 94 95% effective, and then Moderna came up with one that was 94, 95, 96% effective, and now several other companies have come up with vaccines that are almost just as effective. Right, so the efficacy. I learned a new word this year. Efficacy. Efficacy means how effective something is. So instead of saying it's 94% effective, you can say it is 94. It has a 94% efficacy. So that's kind of like where we are and how we got here. We got it before the end of the year, but they had to start grinding through this because I want you to think about this. And my dad asked me about this today. We spent a little bit of time in a car waiting to get through the line in order to do our thing. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Where did I go? All right, there I am. But before I get to that point, so my dad asked me, he said, man, I really wish that you could get this shot too. So my dad is almost 90 years old. So he's 88 years old. He'll be 88 in February. 33 to 30. Yeah, he'll be 80. Oh, holy smokes. My dad's going to be 88 in February. Earlier today, he took credit for being 88, but he's not going to be 88 until February. So anyway, my dad looked at me and he goes, wow, I wish you could get this too. And I was like, well, Dad, they can only make so much so fast. There are 7 billion people on the planet. There are 320 million people in the United States of America. They're going to have to come up because the first vial, who gets the first one? There are 7 billion people that all want the first vial of vaccine. So even if they're producing thousands and thousands of these little shots, then they're going to have to prep them. They're going to have to ship them. They're going to have to make sure that somebody has the qualifications and knows all of that in order to put them in. So the Army handle logistics. The medical personnel in each state is handling the distribution of those. And LSU Medical was out there at the fairgrounds in Shreveport today, and they were just knocking it out. So my dad and I are sitting in the van and we're talking, and I was explaining to him the difficulty of getting a vaccine to 7 billion people. I want you to think about that. 7 billion people on the planet, and they all want the first vial. Obviously, you're going to have to come up with some type of a priority system. So what they did is they said, all right, healthcare workers are going to get it. My friend Jesse came up and I follow him on the social media sites, and he said, hey, I got my first shot. He was day one. He was a loadmaster in the United States Air Force, and now he is a critical care nurse, and he is one of the people on the front line in our medical system in order to do that. So Jesse got it day one. And then 2 weeks later, we got Jesse did it. So Jesse was one of the first people in the country in order to get it. So in my family, my sister is a hospice chaplain. So she has gotten injected. My niece is a medical technician that's working with the VA in Mississippi. So she's got her first one. Who else? So my dad has got one. I think there's somebody else in our family that's also got one. But we've got teachers in my family. We have medical professionals. Oh, my daughter. My daughter has one. Sorry, Sydney, forgot all about you. So they are getting it out there. I'm just a middle American, and we're nobody special. However, the professions that they are in, because my daughter works in an ER in Oklahoma, she also was one of the first people to get it because the healthcare workers of America have got to have it. And then they were like, hey, who's the most vulnerable population? Well, it's the older folks. So I don't know what the rules were here, but somebody sent a message to my dad, and it says, hey, if you're of age, do you want to get the vaccine? And my dad was like, yes. And then he immediately started keeping him informed. So Dr. Van Cherry from LSU Medical School literally took the time to put together a program for inoculating people against COVID-19 at the fairgrounds, and now they're doing thousands of people a day. And not just one day. They're doing it every single day. So they did a batch in the morning. They did a batch in the afternoon. My dad was told hey, show up between Monday and Thursday between like 8 and 4. If you are of age, sign up, get a number, and show up. So we will send you confirmation. So he said, yes, I would like to get it. They sent him information. And then on Sunday, they said, hey, look here, there's going to be a bad storm. So we're reworking this. Show up Thursday at noon, between noon and 4. By the way, everybody's going to want to be first in line. We're going to have enough. Don't worry about being first in line. So we showed up at 12:30 is when we showed up. We weren't first in line. We knew that we were going to be pretty far back, but we didn't want to wait till the end. We wanted to make sure that we were in the middle. And then we waited in line. And then we talked. And slowly moved. And slowly moved. But you know what? Every time that we moved, somebody else was getting inoculated. Every time that we moved, 4 more people were getting shots that protected them from COVID-19 in Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh, and Bossier City and the surrounding area. Because we're from Bossier, they did it in Shreveport, but it affected the entire region up here in northwest Arkansas. That is pretty impressive when they can go, hey, look here, we found you. Here's a note. Can you come by Thursday and between noon and 4? How about that? So that's the way that it's going. So Darla Stewart says, hey, Len, how you doing? Steve Windorf, how you doing? Castle de Rona. Hey, there you go. My friend got his today. He works at the Plasma Center, says Sherry Clark. That's awesome, right? So 1 hour and 58 minutes later, we pulled in to get shots. So let me show you some of the shots that we had today from what happened. So this right here was us in line. I didn't take pictures earlier than this, but what happened was when we got to this point, we had already talked to 2 different people in the Army National Guard, and then I was like, oh, I should be taking pictures of this. And they also just rolled up with some portable toilets, right? Some porta-johns. So this right here was us being in line. This right here is the rear view mirror because the line went on for a really long time. This right here is the porta potties. Can I tilt that? There you go, the porta potties. They show up. So they've even got the porta potties out there for everybody to take part in. This right here is my dad going to the porta potties. And that right there, you know who that person is? That's Dr. Van Cherry from LSU Medical School. And he's out here. He's the dude that sent the note. And my dad goes, yeah, I know that guy. I said, where do you know him from? He goes, med school. I said, oh, you do? He said, yeah, he sent me an email. And after I die, I'm going to go to med school. And I was like, what? And he goes, oh, yeah, I have donated my body to science, and it's going to go to Louisiana State University Med School, just like your mother went when she passed on. And I was like, hey, that's cool. So these guys know each other. So then what happened is Dr. Van Cherry came over and talked to me because he talked to almost every person in line. He was making sure who was there, that they were comfortable, they understood what the process was going on. He made himself available to everybody that was out there. And whenever he said something, he was like, please let us know how we're doing and how we can make it better. I thought that was incredible for the leader of the program to be able to reach out to all of these people that were flowing through the system that they created in order to do that, and then would take the time to have a picture taken with my dad. So I just thought that that was unbelievable. This is us when we were number 3 in line for our line. Now you had 4 lines going simultaneously. And like I said, it took 1 hour and 58 minutes to get to this point. However, I would like to point out that 1 hour and 58 minutes in order to get something that is considered able to fight a pandemic is pretty damn good, considering that they had a snowstorm earlier in the week and then they had to reshuffle everybody out and reschedule everybody within that week. This right here is my dad getting a Rona right here from a medical professional. And she said, are you tough? He said, tough enough. She stabbed him and he goes, is it in yet? And then when we left, he goes, well, at least she didn't use a square needle. I have been stabbed by things that are worse than that before. So that was kind of like our little trip to the COVID. Now, here's the thing is, the pandemic is still going to be going on. All I know is my dad is now more protected than he was protected. And the big thing is that it's coming to a pharmacy or a inoculation line to you soon. So everybody please be patient. The system is working, but you have to remember they had to start with 1 vial and they haven't made 7 billion. And if you think about it, for the Pfizer one, if they were going to do the entire planet with the Pfizer one, they'd have to make 14 billion of these shots. So congratulations to Donald Trump Operation Warp Speed, all of the companies that came together in order to produce the vaccines that are now being distributed worldwide. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate on behalf of my family and other families around the nation, because we will forever be thankful for your efforts in taking care of us all. So as I was leaving, I yelled out, "God bless our healthcare workers." So that's kind of it. And the big news is, the second thing that I want to talk to you about is a conversation that I had today on social media. So the conversation, let me pull it up really quick. I need to do this. And the reason I need to do this, oh, where did it go? Come on, man. So the reason I needed to do this was there is a, sorry, sorry, hold it. Oh, wait. So the reason I had to do this is because earlier today, where did it go? There it is. Earlier today, somebody had said, I have a dear friend that lives in a foreign country. They have 35 to 50 cases a day in the entire country right now. Arkansas had 3,300 new cases yesterday. Their country charges $700 for not wearing a mask. I wonder if it's me, or could we do better? And I'm not worried about anybody else's responses except for mine. And the reason is because I have thought long and hard about what my response to a question like that should be. Now, to all the medical professionals out there, to everybody that's on social media, to everybody, I'm not a professional. I am not a medical doctor. I am not a professional in the field. I don't know anything about entomology or etymology or archaeology or any of the things that would make me an expert at anything. I'm just a dude sitting on the sidelines, but I have great imagination and I have great eyesight, and I see how things go together. I see the fights on the right, I see the fights on the left, and this is the most comprehensive answer that I could give someone about, can we do better? Because you got to remember, we've got a vaccination coming, right? It was here today. I've got one coming. I hope that I have one coming, right? I hope that the system stays as solid as it seems, that as soon as we get vaccines, we get them distributed, we get them in the hands of medical professionals, and they can give them and administer them to us all. And that the efficacy stays high. All right, so here's what my response is to the post on my friend's site. Well, no offense to anybody on either side, but the numbers don't add up. Mask use is at an all-time high. Virtually everyone on this thread wears a mask, including me, and I offer this only as an example. Are there some people that don't use a mask? Yes. But if mask use is at an all-time high all across the country, how come COVID-19 cases are also at an all-time high and going higher? A few assholes that probably don't have COVID anyway and that don't wear a mask, could they be the reason? Maybe. But think about it. People that wear a mask socially distant from non-mask wearers. That's what I observed. Everywhere I go, right, I wear a mask, and I see people and I avoid them. And I see other people also avoiding the non-wearing people that are out there. The only people that hang out together are the non-mask wearers. I will get to wearing the mask in just a second. People that wear masks socially distance from non-mask wearers. That is what I observed. We wash our hands and are obsessive about being careful. As a result, nobody that wears a mask should theoretically ever get COVID, and yet here we are. So, for your information, the CDC has changed their mind again. About a week ago, they said that about 60% of spread is through asymptomatic people. That is people that don't have COVID, or don't have symptoms of COVID. 60% of the spread is directly related to those asymptomatic people. Before, they were saying, hey, if you had the Rona and you didn't exhibit symptoms, then you can't give it to anybody. Before that, they were saying the biggest cause is asymptomatic people. And that if you have it, wear a mask, and then that way you can't spread it to others, even if you don't know whether you had it. Before that, Fauci said, oh no, nobody needs to wear a mask. Save them for our healthcare workers that need them. Save the PPE. So they've gone from you don't need a mask to you need a mask to you don't need a mask to now 60% of asymptomatic spread is from asymptomatic people. 60% of spread is from asymptomatic people. So I was just like, whatever, man. So to me, that indicates that sick people who are wearing masks and who should not be out in the public are probably the case of the spike. Early on in the pandemic, there was a huge amount of medical professionals that said masks don't work, but that wasn't popular. So the mantra became, but we have to do something. That something was just put anything on your face and we will call it good. So here we are. Everybody blaming someone else for the world's pandemic. I don't know the answer, but I can guarantee that nobody on this thread, including me, I will declare that, has the answer either. People that do have the answer are lost in an internet smothered in misinformation, half-truths, social media bans. Can we do better? The answer is yes, but I don't know how. The good news is that my dad got his first round of the COVID vaccine. He and I will continue to wear masks, social distance, and stay home as much as possible because masks, no mask, mask worn wrong, or whatever, I can only take care of him and me. I cannot rely on the other 320 million people in the U.S., masked or unmasked, to make sure that we don't get the Rona. And that's what the deal is with this. We got a pandemic out there. I would love to blame people without masks. I would love to blame. No. I don't want to blame anybody. You know what people are doing? People are just living their lives. They believe the things that they believe, and we should not vilify them. I should not hang out with them. I should wear my mask. I should do the things that are right. And the vast majority of people that are going out, if 9 out of 10 people wear masks, that means that 10 people out of 100 people are not wearing masks. If you extrapolate that across 320 million people, that is, damn, a lot of people not wearing masks. But life has got to continue. How many people have you seen that go, oh, damn, I forgot my mask? What are we supposed to do? Not let them get gas and not let them get to the house? Not let them get food? Not let them eat? Not let them pick up the things that they need to pick up? I'm not making excuses for everybody, but you got to purchase masks. I purchased masks for the entire time. I give masks away. But here's what the thing is. We can't keep vilifying each other. We just have to try to take care of each other and understand that we don't fully understand this, but there are medical professionals that are out there that are trying to take care of us so that we can take care of each other. Because right now, we need a lot more hugs, and we need a lot more caring, and we need a lot more of taking care of each other. Now, I know that this was not controversial. If it was controversial, it's not intended to be controversial. I'm just trying to say, as people in the middle, we can't vilify each other. We can't destroy all of our relationships based on this when a vaccine is coming. So that's what I got to say today. Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Learn more. No, I don't have time to learn more. So if you're still getting it, thank you very much. My friend got his today. He works at Plasma. Don says, LOL, LOL. So anyway, that's what this show is about tonight, right? Mickey in the middle says, love each other enough to take care of each other. And if you can, wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, stay at home if you can. But remember to support your small businesses, support your friends and neighbors, support your community, support our nation. We need each other because nobody's got any place else to go. So we're kind of stuck with each other. Remember that boat I was talking about? Yeah, we're still on the boat. All 50 staterooms are full of Arkansans and Louisianians and Floridians and Michiganders and Californites and Alaskans. Oh, shoot, that's so easy. Alaskans. It's like Arkansans and Arizonans. And so that's the show for tonight. We're all in this together, but apart. So anyway, there you have it. That's the show for tonight. Remember, Mickey in the Middle loves you. Do me a favor, if you can afford to do it, hug somebody when you get the opportunity, and remember to live. Mickey in the Middle, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central. And I heard that there's going to be a Facebook strike tomorrow. So, always supporting the underdog against social media. I am on WeMe now. I am on Parler. I'm on Rumble. Supporting that, I may or may not have a show tomorrow night. I probably will not have a show on Facebook Live tomorrow night in solidarity with my brothers and sisters who are fighting the power at Facebook for freedom of expression. So, power to the people, baby. Power to the people. Remember to live, laugh, and love. Peace, everybody. See ya. Bye-bye. Oh, music. Oh, button. It's number 2. Come on, Mick. Music. There we go. I lost my feed. So Sherry Clark says, I brought a mask for the shop, so if someone doesn't have one, they can have one. I bought masks for the shop. Awesome, right? Bruce Lund says 79-year-old uncle got a shot on Monday. Darla says my mom, 86, is getting her vaccination tomorrow. So here's the thing. They say that the injection site's going to be a little bit sore, so buy some Tylenol and add it as appropriately in conjunction with a bottle. And remember to move your arm and keep the muscle going. So everybody have a great night. Love you. Be good. Good night. Hug at church every Sunday. There you go. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. See, 2, music. Off we go. Live, laugh, and love. Good night, America.